What is going on to everybody? Today's a big day for Nick Sands Presents because today I have on maybe the coolest guest I've ever had on, and for people who have been following this show, I've had a lot of cool guests. She is a I don't even know, a martial artist. I guess you're in a weird adjacent way. You're like a fitness influencer. You're an athlete. You're a fucking just an all-around badass. I'm here with Lady Ashlynn Fow.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I think I like to call myself a generalist because I have an interest in a lot of things. So I just kind of like dabble in everything. But yeah, I would definitely call myself some form of athlete.
So the first time I saw you on the internet, you were actually smashing someone in the face, fully armored, with a shield on, because you are a I don't even know what the fuck you call that, a fully armored MMA fighter, I guess. I don't know.
Pretty much, yeah. So pretty much the sport is called Buhurt. And within Buhurt, there's different organizations and they specialize in different things. And one of the categories is pro fighting, also known as exhibition, which is pretty much MMA, but in armor. So it's like really, really cool and really fun.
I love the term. I love that it has the word hurt built right into it.
Yeah.
Because
it's very fitting sometimes.
It looks like it fucking hurts.
Sometimes.
I gotta ask, so could you just give me like a 2-minute, maybe like an origin story, who you are, like anything I might have missed, anything, like, can you just like kind of sum up who Lady Ashlynn is in 2 or 3 minutes or less?
Yeah, I'll try my best. So I'm 22 years old. What happened is 2 years ago. Well, I'll start off by saying that I have been going to the Renaissance Festival with my friends for years. And every year, my favorite thing to watch was the Buhurt fighters, which I just called them like armored people. I didn't know like what it was. I was like, these people, they get in armor and they hit each other with chairs. And I was like, that is so funny and that's so fun. Every time I was like, we got to go see at least one show of that. And I went and saw it for like 3 years in a row. And the third year, I happened to see a girl fighter. And I was like, wait, does that mean that I could fight in armor? Like, that's really cool. And so literally right after that, I think I went a different day and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go up there and I'm just going to talk to them about how I can get into it, which it is one of our most common questions when we're at the Renfest is like, how do I get into this? And it's like, well, we'll give you the spiel. So basically I went up there. He gave me the spiel of like, hey, we got a beginner class. You can come out and try it out, whatever. And like at the time I was a college student and their gym was like an hour and a half away. And so I was like, okay, I mean, I guess I could commit. And I literally signed up for it like that day. And it's like $200. Like you're just dropping. And I was like, YOLO, this is something I want to do. Who knew?
What year was this?
2024. So technically 2023 fall was when I was like, hey, how do I get into this? And then I did my beginner class, January 2024. But yeah, I showed up to that. I actually was the only... Okay, I'm back. It bugged out for a second.
I'm not sure what's going to happen because technically this records on both sides and then it like mixes it in the middle. So I don't know what's going to happen there. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Yeah.
That's today's word.
I joined that class and it was really fun, but I was the only girl in it. And it was like once a week, 4-week class. And I was like, I was the worst. Like I was the smallest. I was not good. I was very shy. And so I was like, I don't know how good I'm going to be at this. And so I kept going. And by the end of the 4 weeks, I had actually beat everyone in my class, like 3 grown men. So, I mean, it didn't like, you know, they weren't counting points, but they were like counting throws and like how engaging we were and like all this stuff. And like I had just won out of all the class. And I was like, I think I'm kind of starting to like Buhurt. So I stuck with it. And it was so far away, like for practices, that I actually picked up right down my road when I was living back at home. There was a place that did jujitsu, and I was like, oh, that's like sort of close, I guess. Like that will get me like more into like the martial arts scene, get me some more endurance, like whatever. And I actually ended up really loving it kind of separately, but it did kind of change. I feel like what I learned from that and then I brought into Buhurt kind of started shifting the scene of pro fights in general. Maybe that's like too like big of me to say, like, oh yeah, I just changed everything. Like it wasn't really that. It's just that I came in here with like these intense grappling skills that I feel like a lot of people had to like be like, oh shit, we gotta step up our game because this girl's coming in and she's just like throwing people. So I think it definitely kind of shifted the mindset of being like, we really need to lock into this whole like grappling thing. So I think it was really cool. And yeah, I've just had a blast in it, and I try to get better every time I can. And yeah, still in it to this day.
Were you an athlete of any kind before this, or were you into athletics?
Yeah, so we were talking about me being a generalist. I was a generalist of everything, including sports. So ever since I was a kid, I did cheerleading, I did soccer, I've done volleyball before, I've tried tennis, didn't like tennis. I've done basketball before. I was in marching band all high school. I did swim all high school.
God damn.
I did track a couple years in high school. I did cross country 1 year. I didn't like that, but I finished the season. What was that? I think I did something else. I feel like I'm missing something. But yeah, I just loved being active.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I feel like it, like having a schedule and like really being into stuff, like really kept me in place, and it kept me like more sane. I get a little bit like rocky if I'm not like on schedule, keep on schedule. So like, I think that's kind of like, it was like a coping mechanism of like, I can't handle free time or I just go insane. So yeah, I would
turn
say
to drugs.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I don't think that'd be good for me.
The panic on your face. You don't know me that well. I'm just joking.
I mean, it's like a joke in Buhurt that people like drink a lot. So,
So you didn't have martial arts training beforehand though?
No, I did like karate like once as a kid, and then I did take actually like a year before I started like Buhurt and jujitsu. I took one self-defense class that I went to for a few weeks. And that's pretty cool.
Do you feel like that that was useful in Buhurt after the fact?
I mean, I think probably not. But I mean, it was good to know like how to pop someone's eyeballs out. So I guess it gave me like a little bit of confidence, I guess, with like a little bit of hand-to-hand combat. Just like maybe it like made the little tiny spark, but honestly, I can't remember like any of the stuff I learned from it, so I have no idea.
So Buhurt is obviously like probably like one of the oldest sports to exist, right?
It's pretty old. I don't know like the exact yearage, but like the history of it was to like have rich people go and see these knights and be like, I want to hire you. And so they would like pretty much reenact fighting to be like, I'm really good and I get paid more if I win medals and am at the top. I don't really get paid right now in real life. Sometimes I do, but a lot of the time I'm paying to play. So it comes with Buhurt a little bit.
I would imagine, especially, I would think that going into the sport, especially like you were saying, you were the only girl in the class. You were probably, I don't know if there was like a size differential. Like, did they even have like armor and stuff that fit you when you got there? Or was it?
Oh gosh, not really. Like I was wearing like, I just on my Instagram made like a post of like everything I said I'd do. Like it was like a little trend. And so I was like, oh, this is like a picture. Like it was my first tournament, like a month in. And if you look at that armor, I'm like this wide. Like it's like, and it's like full metal. And so it was like, and like it was like, honestly, it was pretty cushiony because it wasn't up against my body. It was like completely out from me.
They're just like stuffing cotton in there.
Practically, they could have, because I could have been like, I could have stuck a few pillows in there, really. But I wore that for like 4 months until like I ordered my until I got my armor. I didn't. So time frame. I started in January and I ordered my armor in March. So 2 months in, I'm like, you know what? We ball. And so I ordered all of it all at once because it takes months and months and months and months to come in. And it didn't get there till the last week of August because we were going to Dragon Con to compete. And all my armor came in all at once, and I was like, oh. I think my helmet did come in like maybe May or June, and my gauntlets, because they're from a different creator, but it takes a long time to come in. And so I was wearing really horrible armor for a really long time, honestly.
I would imagine that must make just like the job harder, right? Because you're not like comfortable. You're not. So like, I feel like the fact that you stuck through this is like honestly, really impressive. Like you must have really fucking loved this.
I was honestly, I really was obsessed with it. It just like, it gives like a fire in me that I'm like, yeah, it's like, and it's really good. And like, I think in the earlier days I had a lot more fire. It's not necessarily that I don't have any now. It's just that I think like when I was new, it was like, oh, there's that new girl and she's actually pretty decent. And like, I felt like I was growing a lot in the beginning. And now I've sort of hit like a little plateau where I'm like, I just have to consistently train to get like a little bit better. Like to reach mastery, it takes a lot more of like just tiny like things that you don't notice. And so I feel like I've gotten harder on myself because at first it was like, this is fun and this is cool. And then now it's like, oh, now I have a name for myself and I have something to upkeep and I need to somehow keep getting better. And so sometimes I'm a little hard on myself, but
that can be really tough because especially like, you know, I boxed for like 10, 12, 14 years or something.
Yeah.
But like with anything, when you do something, you really do gain like 80% of all the skill in like the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Or not even, probably like the first year. And then after that, it's like 1% at a time.
Yeah,
like,
it's really hard.
Months and months.
Yeah, I definitely like, it's honestly refreshing when new people come in because it's like, oh, wait, this is why I like this sport. Like, this is like the excitement that I had in the beginning. Like, I'm seeing it all again. I'm kind of getting, I guess, like some for like how people have kids. They're like, yeah, this is like making me excited seeing how they are going through life. Like, it's kind of like that. It's like Buhurt, baby.
Being a coach is the best feeling. It's even better than being an athlete. I love being I used to love being a coach.
Sometimes I don't feel like I have enough, like, I think I'm decent, but I think I'm way harder on myself than other people are. And like, they see me as having more skills than I feel like I have. So like, I don't feel like the most qualified to be like, I have advice. I kind of just go in there and do stuff. So, but yeah.
I mean, whatever works. I've seen your videos and you really do put a hurting on people, it looks like. So
I really like the punch. I really suck with a sword. I'm not going to lie. But I really like the punch.
What does it like actually feel like when you're in there and you do take a punch? Like, have you, I'm assuming you've taken punches not in armor. Is it like a similar feeling? Is it less? Is it more? Is it like, does it even out because you got metal on your hands and metal on your head? So it's
honestly,
just like,
I think it depends. So, I have done some stand-up boxing and like, I feel like that, like where it's just your bare face, it's like, like, it doesn't hurt, but it's like you blink and you're like taken aback a little bit. And you can definitely get hits that happen like that in Buhurt, especially with people with punch shields. There's some girls, they got some killer punches. I'm like, whoa, get taken aback a little bit. But I feel like, honestly, most of the time, it really doesn't hurt that bad. I think it's more of like a mental thing. Okay, so like sometimes people can hit you in gaps. That does hurt. Like if it leaves a bruise later, probably freaking hurt that you got that. But like most of the time, it's like a mental thing of like the reason that I get like, I'm pretty emotional. And so like sometimes when I get a little bit like knocked back, it's not so much that it hurt. It's like it kind of knocked me off my game. And then like it's like a mental game. So you got to get back into it. Now that's not to say that I haven't had head issues. It was actually real. It's funny now, now that I don't have the issue, but our helmets have padding in them. They're supposed to. And I had padded mine like a year or two ago because I just didn't know how to do it. And so I had a friend help me. But, you know, then I had been fighting for a whole year in this helmet. And I was doing my AMMA fights this last year, the two of them. And after them, I'm like, man, I just got like killer headaches after this. I feel like I got a concussion, but I don't understand like why I have one. We went into my padding before my last tournament. It had completely shifted. So I was getting smacked in the face and hitting my head off of the back of like practically metal.
Jesus.
And there was no cushion. I was like, oh my God. I probably was giving myself like micro concussions. So we completely repadded it. But like,
it's good now.
Yeah.
We're good now.
Pad your helmets so you don't get brain damage. But besides that, honestly, it doesn't hurt too bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm sure it does. Is there like, how does the game of like armored combat end? Is it like one person incapacitated, like knocked out? Is
Sometimes.
it like a tapping?
Yeah, so specifically, so the different organizations have different like requirements for something ending. I wish they'd all be the same, but they're not. But they pretty much for AMMA and Outtrance in general, usually it's like 3 2-minute rounds basically, and you're trying to exchange as many points as you can. So certain areas on the body get certain amount of points, punches get certain amount of points, throws get certain amount of points, punches on the ground get certain amount of points. And those try to add up, and they add them up into rounds. But you can KO someone, and that's pretty much where they like don't fight back, or they get injured in a way that they can't continue, or they have armor failure and they cannot fix it to safely get back into the ring to continue. And that can end up in some pretty crappy situations. But I don't really see KOs happen too often. It's usually like an armor failure, or someone like pulls a shoulder, or like their leg kind of hurts, and so they're like, can't keep going. But usually it ends off with just points at the end.
Yeah.
BI is it's called Buhurt International. They kind of have a little bit of a different rule set where like it's different tier. It's like so complicated. There's like different tiers, and like you can KO someone if they don't fight back for long enough. So like if I'm like ground and pounding someone and they're like, I'm done, and they just don't fight back, that's like a KO. And so you can, but that happened a lot actually last Carnage, which is our biggest tournament in the US pretty much, where I KO'd like 2 people because I put them in a position where they just couldn't fight back. Honestly, I don't really like the like unlimited ground and pound. That was the issue, which they've changed the rule now, where it's like you can ground and pound for as long as you want. And it's like, so at some point, carrying 60 pounds of armor plus, you don't want to really fight back. You kind of just want to be stood back up and start over. So like, I definitely
it's probably more
see
exciting for the crowd too.
Yeah. And that's another thing to consider too, is like the audience that comes with each organization. AMMA is made, I feel like, for more of the audience viewing pleasure. I mean, they have the fancy cameras, they have like the big arenas, like they want people to watch it. Whereas BI, it's like a tournament for us to go and like play at. And so like you can go watch it, but like, no offense, it's kind of more boring to watch. You're just trying to be there to win and like do good. Like you're not really there to be like, yeah, I'm Ashlynn and I'm here to fight. It's like, no, I'm just here to fight, and I'm just going to do it, and then I'm going to get out of the ring. So
I was like poking around on the Reddit for this Buhurt sport, and I did. One of the things I found very funny was it seems like there's 2 groups of people. There's like the one group is just like the jocks, and then the other group is like history nerds, and then they constantly are clashing.
Oh, for sure. Honestly, I love the people at Buhurt, but there's a lot of interesting people in Buhurt and in the community. And that's not to offend anyone. So if anyone gets offended,
it seemed like everybody liked each other and everyone was getting along. It just seemed like it was like some people were there because it's just like this expression of sport, and some people were there as like almost like reliving or like trying to keep this tradition alive. Yeah, and a lot of times like rules and things like that were getting like they were arguing over from those perspectives.
For sure, I think too. It's just like, speaking of the 2 sides, like the historically accurate people, they want to keep it as historically accurate as possible. But also like with the jocks make a good point, because it's like, we are modern day. Like, we can still have aspects of the medieval, but like, we need to be like logical. Like, we don't want to, we want to have proper armor that like covers things and have regulations of like certain paddings and whatnot. And we also kind of want, like, AMMA is really cool because they do have some restrictions, but they allow a lot more self-expression. So if you see any of my pictures from my fights with AMMA, I have my cute little floral tabard on, and it's got the little ruffles. Like, they're like, yeah, that's great. We want that, because they want you to like build a personality on that, because it's like kind of connecting it to the modern day. Whereas BI is like, we are historical, and like, that's fine, but they want to keep it historical as much as possible. And so yeah, you do have a little bit of that discourse. I feel like, I'm not gonna say everyone, but I feel like a majority of people are like, I get it. And they can usually come to an agreement. Now that's not every time. There are some people that are a little difficult, but I'm kind of like I respect the historical side, but I also, like, as someone that's done a lot of sports, I'm like, I also don't want to die. I also want to live to like 90 without having like tremendous knee pain and like neck pain and like concussions and like, I don't know, like commit some crimes because of that. like I got some boundaries for when it comes to that. And that kind of goes into like, I wear knee braces because one of the biggest injuries I see is ACL tears, and I'm like,
they did not have neoprene.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want an ACL tear. So I wear motorcycle knee braces, and they like stop. And sometimes I think they don't really like to have that. As long as I hide them, they're like, oh, it's fine. But like, it's like, that's like an example of like, we kind of need modern day technology so I don't rip my leg off. So yeah.
Have you noticed that? So it does. So sorry, this interview's all over the place because there's so much, and I literally know nothing about this.
I'm really a tangenter, so it's.
I think it's very cool.
Yeah.
As someone who played World of Warcraft for a long time, I think that this is the coolest thing ever. I'm just joking. I noticed that like there are a ton of different like weapons and like armor types, and are you like, as a competitor, do you compete in all of these different things, or do you kind of pick one or two specific things to compete in?
So my first year at like one of my big competitions, I signed up for like every category. I would not recommend that to anyone because it's not fun to do every single one. So usually people tend to specialize, like they'll find something that they really like and stick to it. So I'll just do like a basic description. There's for duels, so there's melees, which is like team stuff, and then there's duels. And within the duels was just outtrance, which is what I usually do. There's sword and shield, there's sword and buckler, there's pole arm, which is the long axes, and then there's long sword. And so pretty much people tend to like go in their little, like, usually like I feel like the longsword and polearm people, like they're the same, like they like to do both because they like the big weapons. I think it's too heavy for me. I would rather punch. I also don't like dueling as much because I had to literally only use my sword pretty much, and my shield is like a stay away from me, whereas I can't punch with it because that's not allowed. But yeah, I would say people usually specialize into what they're good at. Like an example is her name's like Shoshana Shellens on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen her page, but she is like an amazing duelist, and so she focuses on like sword and shield and sword and buckler. So it's like she's like one of the top in the world for that. And so yeah, I feel like people usually specialize.
Do you guys have like horse events? Do they do like jousting or anything?
We do not do jousting. I want to try jousting. Someone has invited me to try jousting. I would love to try it, but that's kind of like a separate realm.
Can you ride a horse?
I can ride a horse. Yeah, I own two.
Oh, I can't. I got on a horse one time and then fell off. Like literally, it was like a Mel Brooks movie. I like went up over and then just fell off the other side. And I was like, horses aren't for me.
That's not for me. Yeah, I've been riding horses since I was 9, so I was like, I really like horses.
Oh man, that seems like you're gonna be fucking really good at it then.
I don't know. It kind of scares me because like falling off a horse with like a lot of armor on doesn't sound fun. Because like
No,
I fall from like standing up and I'm like, man, that took the wind out of me. so like falling off a horse, I'm like, whoa, a lot can go wrong there. So kudos to those people.
How much do you just? I feel like, do you just wear the armor like around your house? Like, do you just to get used to it? Like, how do you like break in your armor? How do you get used to it? Like, how does that happen?
You just wear it a lot. Pretty much like every practice we're pretty much putting it on. I'm bad and I really don't wear it when I'm at home. I just leave it at practice and I sit and forget. I'm like, when I'm here next Sunday, like I'm practicing tomorrow, like when I'm back here Sunday or Monday, or I think we do Wednesdays, or Wednesday, then I'll think about my armor. But for right now, I'm out of armor zone. It's like work-life balance. It's like life Buhurt balance. Like I need to like, that's separate. Which there are some like killer people that like, I think there are more people committed than me. Like there's another girl named Jenny Harvey. She's actually the top in my weight class in the world and in pro fighting. She's killer, and she owns a gym like with her partner, I think. And like she's posting videos. She's practicing every day. I'm like, I got that Pel back there. I ain't not practicing every day. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like I go weightlifting. Like I'm super active. I go rock climbing.
Jacked, though. You're super jacked.
Yeah, thank you. I jokingly say people, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably the buffest person in this room. And they go, ha ha. And I'm like, no,
No, you are super buff.
I probably could lift more than you.
You are super buff.
I feel like I don't give off that vibe though. I'm very, like, if you saw me in person, I'm like, so.
Yeah, but you have like you're like a very high energy. I feel like you probably have to do some sort of something every day. You probably can't sleep.
Yeah, we gotta keep that. We gotta get that energy out. I get the zoomies before bed every night. We gotta get that stuff out.
Do you I do feel like if I had armor, I would probably wear it. I feel like I would wear it to like store and stuff. Like I'm a real attention whore, so like I really I would, if I had something sick like armor that was custom made, I just feel like that's an everyday wear.
I should wear it more. I did ask if I could wear it to work one day because we're doing like a special like fairy tale event. I'm like, you think I could get away with that? She's like, my boss was like, ask the person running it. So I might be wearing armor to work.
Hell yeah.
And then last week I went with one of the Barbarian girls, Cincinnati Barbarian girls.
I don't even know what that means.
I went to.
It's an insane statement.
Yeah, we went to snowboard. And
went snowboarding with the Barbarians last weekend.
With the Barbarian girl. And she asked if we could, because I was like, brought up the idea. I was like, it'd be so fun if I could like get a video of me snowboarding down the mountain in armor. And I'm like, I don't know if they would allow that. And she asked them, and they were like, hell yeah. So
they can't stop you.
You know, this winter, you might be seeing.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know how well that's going to go, though, because
like I said,
I fall, and
I'll
it's
take
all my air is gone.
Let's talk after this. I might take, if you wanted, I might take a road trip to come shoot that. That would be sick.
That would be fun.
That would be awesome.
How far away are you from Ohio?
That's so cool. I'm in New Hampshire. I don't know. I don't really know where Ohio is, but not that far.
It's like west of you. I don't know where New Hampshire is. So.
You know, yeah. You know where like
east of me somewhere.
Vermont is, or Maine, or Massachusetts. Like I'm right next to Vermont, right next to Maine, right above Massachusetts.
Wait, are you like the cutter of the Vermont?
Like the Northeast. The Northeast. Yeah, I'm like the cookie cutter of Vermont, yes.
Oh.
It hurts me physically that you know Vermont better than New Hampshire.
I know you guys like are like buddies together, and it's one of them is like super liberal and one's like really like country.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just know stereotypes.
No, you pretty much nailed it. You pretty much
I'm an
nailed
expert.
It.
Never been.
So I don't know how far that is from Ohio, though. I'll look it up right now.
Probably like 15 hours.
You think it's that long? No.
Maybe. Cincinnati is the area I'm in, and that's the furthest west part of Ohio. So
744 miles.
Oh my god.
So it would be 12 hours and 50 minutes. That's not bad.
I guess not.
I could do No, we'll talk after this.
Okay.
I could get someone to come. I could get someone to come with me, and that would be sick. I would love to. You should. Yeah. You guys sword fighting while snowboarding down a mountain?
I don't know. I I haven't even thought of. I mean,
Although I
if I
wonder
do
if
it
the
once, I could do it again. So worst
I
case,
wonder if the weight would be a problem.
that's what I was thinking. I'm
Like, it
already,
might push you down too much.
yeah, I already fall a lot. I might have to ski. I might have to rent skis and ski because skiing's so much easier.
I
To all the
ski
skiers
because
out there,
I
it's
enjoy
all-
it easy.
it's
It is way easier. It's so much
so
better.
easier.
And you can go
and
way
way more
faster.
lame.
Yeah.
But I digress.
That's why I like it. I like being lame because I like to spend most of my time in the lodge drinking cocoa.
Yeah, and
So,
not dying on a
Yeah, not in the
snowboard.
mountain. Yeah.
It's terrifying sometimes.
Do you ever? So you're like you said, you're super active. Do you? I saw that you also do jujitsu. I think you're a blue belt. You just got your blue belt. Is that right?
Yeah, that was really out of nowhere. I haven't done
From me or from you?
no from me for me
Okay.
I was doing jujitsu consistently for like the first year of Buhurt, but then I moved to Cincinnati to be closer to the team and my work. And I kind of stopped doing jujitsu because it's a lot more expensive up here, and I haven't convinced myself. I've been trying to get myself back into it, but I'm like, $200 a month is a lot of money, and
It's a lot of armor.
yeah,
It's a lot of metal
I could
feet
buy a
I could
whole
buy.
half set by the middle of the year. So like I'm like, it's hard to convince myself to go back. But I did find a really nice gym. But I digress. Either way, I haven't consistently been doing it. I literally only do it like when I go home, like once a month. So I'll be like, hey guys, look, I'm back to my home gym, like back home. And then I came in one day and my what is he called? I don't know, coach? He's not really a coach. The guy
Yeah, I
that
just
owns
call
the
him a
place and he
The owner?
determines the belts. I don't know.
The belt guy.
Yeah, the
What's his
belt
name?
guy.
What's his name?
Nate Hoover.
I
He
thought it would be
owns the
hilarious
place.
if you didn't know his name.
No,
You're
I
like,
know his
don't know,
name.
just
No,
say
he
belt
owns
guy.
the place that's named after him. But he was like rolling with me consistently, like back to back, and he was being meticulous, and I was like, what's going on here, Nate? This feels suspicious. And then once we got to the end of it, he was like, oh yeah, so you're a blue belt now. I'm like, what? Like, you were testing me? Like, that's what you were doing this whole time? So I was like, hell yeah. He took the belt that was off the wall and he said, you get the wall belt. And so I came home with a belt that day. I was like, I just came here to get sweaty. But that's pretty cool too. So,
That is awesome.
yeah.
Is there a lot of like, can you do like arm bars, leg locks, chokes, or anything in Buhurt?
No, those are not legal just because I think it would be hard to determine like if they were like tapping or not. Like
Yeah.
I think that was like would add too much like unknowns and that could really hurt someone.
Yeah.
I did get a comment that like hurt my feelings, but also I'm like, you're not wrong. Someone commented like, oh, so this is like baby MMA, and it's like, no, it's just armored MMA. But then I was like, oh, it kind of is because it doesn't hurt as bad, and like they're like, oh, we don't want to do that because it might hurt people. So I guess it is kind of, but like also,
I guess it is, but it isn't because it does
Yeah.
add like a whole
it's,
other.
it's pretty
level to
cool.
it.
So yeah, it's
Yeah, I
just,
mean,
it's
it's
just
sick.
a
I
different vibe.
And you have a sword, so it's not
Yeah.
like it's MMA with a sword. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a baby a sword.
Exactly. But I mean, the swords are blunt, so and
I wouldn't give a baby a
sometimes-
blunt sword.
Yeah, it's blunt. Like they're not sharp. Like they're not.
No,
Gonna,
I said I wouldn't give a baby a blunt
yeah,
sword.
they
for
would probably
sure.
stab themselves.
No kind of sword. Can you
Yeah,
stab
nothing.
with it still?
No, we're not allowed to stab. That's another thing. You're not allowed to stab. It's just slashing.
Okay.
So no thrusting because
Okay.
you might actually stab someone and they don't want.
I've seen videos of them with like axes and shit though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My last tournament when we were doing melee, someone had a big polearm axe. Right to this. Oh, you're feeling it.
Yeah,
even
this
through
has
the
to
armor.
fuck you up. Yeah, I was thinking even blunted that must fucking kill.
Oh,
like
the axes. They might as well
Fuck
chop
that.
wood. They might
yeah,
as well.
seriously.
Because they're
Holy
chopping my
shit.
body because it hurts.
Do you? So when you're, hold on. Now I have 14 questions. Like fucking coming together in my brain right now. When you when you don't do the team stuff, right? You mostly do single.
I do actually. I'm on the River Sirens, so I actually am a part of their main roster. So I do team stuff, but I have noticed since I've been focusing on pro fighting this last year, it made my melee skills a little bit rusty. So I had to like get back into that. But yeah, I do some of the team stuff.
How much of the team stuff is like tactics and plan? Like, how different is it versus just like, you know what I mean? Like, how much do you have to think and plan and talk while you're doing it and stuff? Like,
It's
you know what I mean?
lot. It's like, it's really intense because like, so there's 2 people on each side. So there's called the rail, which are on the rail, and then they each have wings usually. And then there's a center, and each one has like a different role. And so usually this is like 5v5s because there are 12v12s. That's like chaos. They just like send you in there and they're like, battle. And there's no right answer for those. But for the 5v5s, it actually does take a lot of technique. And pretty much when we practice for it, we practice team throws, we practice solo throws, and we practice scenarios that could happen. So like if the other team's rail rushes you and pushes the other wing off of you, or like, you know, like different scenarios that would lead up to you maybe being soloed out, or like now we got a 2v1, so let's pull this out, and then now we got to add this center person, and this center person has to constantly look at the entire ring and be like, who can I help the most in this current moment? Because like they've got a whole rule. I hate center. I hate doing center. I just am not good at it. But pretty much they are there to be like, oh, I see you're having trouble. Let me go help you. And if they don't get it within 5 seconds, they have to back up and be like, what else could I do? So pretty much they're menaces. Like they just go in and they cause chaos and they leave. But yeah, it takes like, it would take me forever to describe like all the logistics of like how like technological, I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
Right. It's like a whole plan though. You don't, it's not just like, let's just fucking go for it and see what happens. There's
Sometimes we feel like that. Like when we're like really like, no offense, when we're like really losing, like we're like a merc team, which is like a team that's just like people pull together that we're like, we want to fight, but we don't have a team. So we all are like a band of misfits, and we're really losing. We're like, just go out there, girls.
Let's go. YOLO, as they say.
Yeah.
As they used to say. Yeah. Shania Twain comes on and she's like, get them, girls.
Yeah, exactly.
And you fucking kick the door down.
I think, too, like, if people are interested in, like, seeing more of the technique, I think boys fighting is easier to see, like, how, like, things can work out. I think girls are a lot slower, so if, I guess that would, like, you would think it would make more sense to watch them, but I feel like the boys have more advanced technique. Obviously, they've been in it longer, and, you know, they've had time to establish those techniques, and we're kind of just, like, we're kind of like learning from them and then also applying what works. So we're like much younger and like the whole Buhurt scheme. And so I feel like we're still in like the learning what really works against certain techniques. But yeah, like the boys, they're really fun to watch because they like beat each other. Like the girls, we do a lot of throws. It's really grapple based and like whatever. But the boys are like, let me pain compliance you and make you go down. And that's really fun to watch.
Yeah, this sounds fun to watch. It doesn't sound very fun to do.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
It looks really painful. But that's not me, so that's fine.
Do you ever think about like, so like there was like obviously Buhurt, 100 fucking however many years ago was very popular. And then there was like this period where like it fell out of popularity. Do you know what's like driving the current popularity of it? Or like
I bet it's just like the rise of fantasy. Just people not wanting to exist in today's climate of like what's happening in the world. It kind of takes you out of it. So it's like the sport for like nerdy people. Cause like regular sports, they're kind of boring. Like, I did just post that I'm watching Heated Rivalry, so hockey's a little interesting to me right now. But like in general, when I usually watch sports, I'm like, okay, like we're hugging men.
I've never been a sports guy.
Balls, like, yeah, that's kind of cool. But like with Buhurt, it's like, oh, they're freaking like with MMA, it's like we're punching people, we're like hitting each other with swords and weapons, and it's like intense. And honestly too, like it might be like the Renfests that are getting people into it, because you go to the Rimfest and you see people hit each other with chairs and you're like, that's fucking funny. Like, that's really funny. I'm entertained by that. And then you get into it and you're like, wait, this is an entire sport that I can like actually get good at and compete people like against other people with. So
Right.
I think it's just like a number of things, but I definitely link it to like the rise in fantasy, like Lord of the Rings. You got Skyrim that came out, probably Renfests too. Like people don't want to live in today's world, and I can't really blame them sometimes. So.
Well, it's interesting too because we're living in like the first, like, this sounds so weird to say, but I guess it's like, we're like living in the first time where it's like okay for adults to have hobbies that aren't just work. You know what I mean? Like, well, like we've all pretty much just given up on like having a house or like an American dream or anything, and we're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna spend $40,000 a year on Warhammer 40K, or like, I'm just gonna spend all my money and time.
Apparently, fighting in a whole set of armor is the American dream now. So it's shifted. It's way cheaper. It's way like it's expensive, but it's way cheaper than the American dream. I know you have kids, but it's way cheaper than kids. Like I'm not seeing really any negatives here, except for like possible brain damage if you're not smart.
You've sold me, actually. You've completely sold me. I'm like, how do you put kids up for adoption? I'm ready to just trade it all in for Buhurt. I think it's time. The American dream is upon us.
Some people do. Some people do.
I'm sure. I wonder what the Buhurt divorce statistics are. Like, I feel like it's got to be
not great.
That's a tough one for you to just.
Buhurt pipeline is like insane.
Oh yeah, I bet you it's. Oh yeah, that's true. I wonder how many.
I'm a scientist. I'll do the statistics on that. I'll start taking surveys and I'll see. We'll see what's up.
Let me know what's going on. I wonder if more divorced men get into Buhurt after divorce, or if Buhurt causes more divorces. Because I feel like it's not the type
it's
of
like grass is greener, but it's just Buhurt.
Yeah.
On the other side.
Fuck! It wasn't greener at all. Now I'm just
getting just metal and hitting each other.
Fuck! It just.
And now I lost my wife and kids.
All right, so yeah, you do that research. You come back to me. We'll come back to it in a year or so. We'll talk about it again. Now that you are, so you've been going at it for 4 years. You said that you were
2 years.
2 years.
Only 2 years.
I'm terrible at math because I thought
technically 3 if you count when I signed up, like 2.5 when I signed up to do it originally.
Okay. I think I'm just stupid. I thought you said you started in 2020.
No, 2024 was when I started. But
even if you said 2020, it's still been longer than 4 years. So I don't know where I got 4 years from.
Math in today.
I don't know what happened.
It's been a whole day.
So it's been 2 years. You said you were the only girl when you first started.
Yeah.
Is that changing? Do you see that changing?
Well, like I was the only one in my starter class, but there were like a couple girls. But I definitely have noticed since being in it that more and more have like showed up, which I think is really exciting. But I mean, it's always kind of shifting. There's a lot of kind of like society kind of topics that are being discussed in the sport right now in the fem side that are kind of causing a little bit of. It's just a really rocky road at the moment, trying to figure out what is to keep all femmes safe and enjoying the sport. So I feel like it's been like a little bit of a wave of people, like a lot of new people coming in, but then some leaving because of the circumstances. So, yeah, I would definitely say more are coming in though. And I'm not going to say that
confused. I'm confused.
Okay.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
So
do you just mean because...
I'm talking about more of like trans rights.
Okay. For some reason I was thinking... Okay. I see.
So like in the men's side, it's like not an issue, but for some reason in the femme side, it's like...
I gotcha.
It's like it's kind of a little bit of a hot pot right now.
Gotcha.
And they're just trying to figure everything out.
For some reason in my mind, I thought you were saying that because like we had talked about history nerds, and I feel like a lot of them would have an opinion about women even doing it. So that's what I thought you were saying.
There probably are. I haven't heard them. If I did, I'd probably drop kick them. So thankfully I have not heard that. And if like I don't associate with people like that, so thankfully they are not in my social circle. If they're saying it, I have no relation.
They're not saying it around you.
Yeah, they're not saying it around me for good measure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever when you are in like the so I noticed this is out of nowhere, but I noticed that the helmets, like, how the fuck do you see out of those things?
It depends. Different style helmets have different visibility levels. And so mine's pretty good, I would say. The only problem is my helmet is like really heavy. It's like 17 pounds and it sits on my shoulders. So if I want to look like either way, I gotta go and look. Like, I can't just be like, hey, what's up over there? It's like, I have to consider getting another helmet. Maybe like a clap visor, which they are a lot lighter and they wouldn't rest on my shoulders, so I can freely move my head around. But it really just depends on what you're getting. A lot of them don't have great visibility. You can't see very well, and sometimes you can't even breathe very well. There's actually something called helmet horror that they warn all newbies about, which is pretty much like sometimes you get a little claustrophobic and you start freaking out and you're like, get this bitch off me. Like, you want the helmet off as soon as possible because you got something like literally in your head, especially if you put into a situation like, oh, that really hurts, and like you start freaking out and hyperventilating. You can get helmet horror, which I think relates to just feeling so enclosed and not being able to see or breathe.
I didn't even think about that. I am claustrophobic, so I don't know that I could do that.
I get used to it.
Spaces.
Yeah, you definitely have to build up to it. Like, if you just are like thrown into like a 5v5 melee with like armor on, you're probably gonna freak out a little bit. But like if you're practicing and getting used to it, it's not as bad. I feel like I've only gotten helmet horror like once, and it's been like when I'm like hyperventilating because I'm emotional when I fight, and it's like, I just need this off. Please let me have this off for a second. And
do you ever come out of it like when you say you get emotional, do you just mean like the adrenaline and the?
Yes, I cry a lot. It's a running joke. Like, if you look at like any of my fights, there's this really horrible picture of me on, I don't remember what site, but it's on the internet. I think it's on the River Sirens Facebook page. I'm crying after winning a match. It's the ugliest picture I've ever seen in my life. And they're like, my teammates are like, that's so funny. And I'm like, no, it's the worst. Because I cry and it's not pretty. It's like, not like crying. It's like, like I'm freaking out. Like I can't.
Not a cute crier. Yeah, not a cute crier.
Like where you have to like breathe like 5 times. And I'm like,
that's the worst.
I get really emotional. Especially
that's
sometimes
good, though.
during.
You don't do anything halfway. You're not gonna cry halfway. You're not gonna fight halfway. You know, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. For sure. And like sometimes too, like this last pro fight I did, it was at a tournament called Tournament of the Castle, which that's a whole nother thing. But it was you're very cryptic. I feel like
it was called Tournament of the Castle, but the castle was a plantation house. Ooh. So I'm like, is this a castle or is this like a historical site where we should talk about like, this is a plantation house. Either way, I digress. That's like none of my business. But halfway through one of my fights with, she used to be the world champ. She's like number 2 right now. She whooped me practically because she just like, it was like how I was saying it was a mental game earlier. She absolutely whooped my brain. Like, I just got absolutely handled in that ring. And she hardly did anything. If you look back at the fight, you're like, I don't get the big deal. And it's like, because she was standing there like this, and halfway through, I'm like, I can't fucking get her. Like, I can't get in. Like, she used to be a duelist. I'm like, I cannot get in to get any hits. And then I get nervous, and I would back up. And it's like, then she get like 3 points on me. And it's like, fuck. I'm like, I'm panicking.
I've been there.
Like, yeah. Like,
not with that, but.
Yeah, I get it. But, like, it's just, like, that's, like, the worst feeling ever where you're, like, I'm fucking sucking ass right now. Like, sorry, I don't know if I can cuss.
Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
I was like, I'm doing horrible right now. And then, like, it sends me into a panic. I go over to my corners, and they're like, calm down. I'm like, I don't know how to get into her. Guard and hit her with my sword. Like, it's like, I'm freaking out. And then that's funny because, like, after the fight, they're like, I didn't even know you were crying. It's like, I do it every time. So I don't know how you don't know about this. I don't know how you don't know that at this point. So
yeah, I can remember doing it when I was boxing. I can remember it multiple times where like the feeling of like you almost feel like a child. You know, like where you're fighting someone and you're like, I'm like at my absolute best and I'm nothing compared to this person.
Yeah.
In like ability, and it's very demeaning. Like not demeaning, and they're not doing anything wrong. You know what I mean?
That's exactly it. It's like I'm not mad at this person for being good. I'm mad at me for sucking. Like, I want to be better. Especially, I think it's hard too, because that's another important point with the femme side, is that we are still, like, with people coming in, we're still so small on diversity. Like, people in my weight class, like, I'm told that I'm, like, closer to the top of my weight class, but, like, it's like a ladder that's missing, like, 5 rungs, and I gotta fucking jump to get up to the next person. And so the person that I'm at right now is the previous world champ. So it's like, it's not like I'm consistently beating the people that are like right there with me. I've just beat them before. So like, I know I have the ability to, but like these people that are up here, like, her name's Shanna, and Jenny, who is the top right now. I'm like, when am I ever going to get up there? Like, I mean, I'm only 2 years in, so I have to give myself like some slack, but I'm also like, they are like, man, do you see where they are right now? Like, I can't even, like, I feel like I'm scratching them and they're like, yeah. That's
no,
like
that's
nothing.
That's true too, because like it's gonna feel, and like now I feel like we're just dogging on you, but like
I dog on myself all the time. So.
And like just as boxing as an example, it's like there's so like it's easy to see a path. Like there's so many people have done it before. Like it's very easy to be like, okay, this is the next step, and this is with something like this where there's not really like a clear path for you. It must be a little frustrating, and like yours in a way you're kind of like I guess maybe 2,000 years ago, or however the fucking old this. I keep saying
it's like
numbers.
400, 500. I think it was like the 1400s or something.
That's all the fucking same to me. But
someone can Google it. They're curious.
So like 400 or 500 years ago, they were dealing with these things, but like today, you're kind of like reinventing and you're like rediscovering like what works for you and what works for your body type. And so that's got to be frustrating because you are kind of like on the cutting edge of what's happening.
Yeah, and definitely the people that are like at the top, they've been doing this for like 8+ years. I think Jenny's been doing it for 6+. Like we're in that range. So sometimes I gotta be like, I'm baby. I'm new to this. Like, I don't need to be so hard on myself. But also, like, I think I get pressured by like the social media presence that I built in the last year, and I'm like, there's people watching me, and so if I lose, they're gonna make fun of me. Which they'll probably do that anyways. But
they probably will. I will say that as someone who's been following you for a little bit now, and I just think it's really cool just to see you doing it. And like, I don't know, it's kind of like you were saying earlier. Like I was never really into sports. Like I don't like football or whatever, but when I get to see you fight, it's like that's like my team. You know what I mean? Like so like
I've had that. Like my sister. Okay, it's like a family. So my sister's husband's brother watches my fights. Like when I was doing the AMMA, and he was like getting emotional over it. I was like, man, I'm honored that like people are like rooting for me, and that does make me feel very loved and very appreciated. So like I do appreciate that too. But I've also I feel like I've shifted my mindset because I when I started, I was like, I want to be the best. But now I feel like I've kind of taken another role of like, I want to expose as many people to the sport as I can, and to also still enjoy the sport and to improve my skills in the sport. So like, it's not necessarily like I'm trying to be where Jenny is, but I do want to show people like this sport is a thing and it's fun and we want more people and you should join. And so I think I've kind of adopted that role, and it rests on my shoulders now a little bit.
So like, obviously athletics and like has nutrition and all of those things are completely different than they were 400 years ago, right?
Oh yeah.
Are you finding like who is coming up with like training plans? Like what kind of programs are people following? Do you guys look at like what people used to do, or is that pretty much irrelevant now?
It's really interesting because I just learned like when I started, they already had like certain throws that were sourced from judo that they were like, these are the ones that work best in Buhurt. And I was actually just recently told the story of like where those came from. And actually, some teams in Australia, some guys got together. It was like historians and like jocks, pretty much like athletic people and nerds, and they all got together and martial artists, and they were all on the same team, and they're like, we're gonna figure out what works in this sport. And so they pretty much just like sat around all the time and just tested stuff out, and that stuff has like spread throughout everything. I don't know when that was because it was way before my time. Because I mean, they already had all that stuff, and they were like, we do this, and I'm like, perfect, that's
awesome,
great.
Yeah. I can do that too.
Yeah, I think like honestly, I don't really know of anything that actually came from that time. Like besides just the historical accuracy of like the swords and the weapons and like the designs of stuff and the armor.
Right.
Besides that, it's pretty much all modern. I feel.
Yeah, I don't even know what they wrote down or anything back then. I'm assuming they would probably be.
They might have wrote like something, but they probably would have been like carry big rock uphill for cardio. Like it's like, we don't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's more like run on the treadmill and like increase your VO2, but you do you, queen.
You do you. Yeah, you do you, medieval peasant who's hoping for
you carry that rock, Patty. Get that rock up the hill.
Patty?
Batty. They're baddies back then.
Oh, okay, I got you. I see.
Yeah.
They probably, I don't know how bad they would be back then. That's a good question. We'll have to get a nerd on here to tell us how bad the ancient
we should have brought a historian on because I'm just an enthusiast.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that you've done a great job, and I mean, I think you introduced a lot of people to the sport. It seems like you.
Yeah, I've had two girls come up to me that are now in the sport that were like, "We're doing this because you introduced it." I was like. And I got to fight a fight against them. I was like, this is the best time ever. Like they're whooping me, and I'm like, do it, queen, get it. I was like, that's so exciting to like hear like, oh, you made a positive impact on someone's life. Like I think that's the whole point. It's not really about winning. It's just about like providing something that's good for movement, good for getting people out there, and is exciting for people. It's something that can challenge them physically. That's really fun too. So
do you so we're coming up on an hour.
Okay.
You've crushed it. You've done a great job. You were a little nervous coming in.
I was.
You absolutely knocked it out of the park. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
You have had like some social media success. Do you know what is driving that? Was that a plan? Is it just kind of accidental?
It was an accident. I just one day, like after I think it was my AMMA fight, I just started like consistently uploading just silly little content. Like I would follow trends and whatnot. I think the biggest like blow up was when I started posting the Renfest videos, maybe. Because I've been posting consistently since like not last fall, but like the fall before that. It's when I started kind of getting really into it. And I think like a few, like it's weird because I guess people in social media probably know this, but like sometimes like videos absolutely flop. And then sometimes it's like, yeah, that video that took like no effort, that one's going to get like millions of views and thousands of likes.
It makes me so mad.
It makes no sense. I'm like, I don't know why that one popped off, but this one that I took like multiple hours to make is like not doing good at all.
Fucking the worst.
I think a couple of the Renfest ones popped off. It was like me with a pan and like hitting people, and they were like, "That's really funny."
I went back and looked at your videos.
Me into the sport. So
I think there was one of someone getting hit with a chair that you posted, or you hitting someone with a chair that did really well.
Someone kicking me when I was in a chair. Holding a chair or something like that. And then there was another one where I was mic'd up. That one did pretty good. The video quality was dog poop. It was so bad. But apparently I'm funny enough that people were like, but like that's really like what I sound like when I fight. Every time it's like I'm saying the most random shit ever. So like I thought those were really fun. And really I was just having fun. And I was like, oh, what do you think of this video idea? And people were like, yeah. And then they just followed me and it would work out sometimes. And so I really just credit it to just luck.
Yeah,
it's really luck. Like I think I'm an absolutely hit and run, or not hit and run. Jeez, I'm a what is that called when you
Home
hit it
run?
all? Home run. I don't want to be hit and run. I'm a home run, but also it's luck. A lot of it is luck.
Are you looking for sponsors now? Are you doing sponsorships or anything like that?
I honestly like when people reach out to me, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I haven't like actively reached out to anyone because I still feel like sometimes, like, obviously my niche is kind of Buhurt, but still sometimes I'm like, I don't really know where I fit in to, like, companies and brands and, like, who would want me to promote their stuff, like, who my audience is so that I can promote, another company. So I just struggle with that. So a lot of the money that I do make from this is, I just opened up a Patreon that hasn't made money yet, but, like, I would make stickers and I would sell my stickers. That's usually where any of the money that I
feel
make
like you could
from.
get. I feel like you could get any kind of. And nobody gives a shit about this, but we're at the end, so I'm going to talk about it anyways because I find it interesting.
That's fine.
I feel like you would fall into any athletic. Like I feel like supplement companies.
If they reached out to me,
anyone like that.
I'm kind of a low consumer kind of person. But like if I actually agree with something, like if there's something that I like actually use, I would full on like promote something. So like if wink wink companies, if like you actually have something good and you want me to promote it, I would definitely do that. But also like I don't want to just tell people like, oh, look at this really cool product and it like be absolute dog poop. Like I'm not gonna do that. So it's always gonna be something that I like actively use, actively agree with. That I think is cool. So I guess I could start reaching out to people, but I get nervous because I'm like, I'm just a little. I just only got almost 30,000 followers.
your niche is such a niche, but also there's so much crossover that there's really like a high potential there. This is what I do for a living, so if you want to talk about it afterwards,
you can help me.
You're welcome to ask me any questions. Right? I think we can.
That'd be helpful.
Probably figure something out. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Where can people find you, Lady Ashlynn?
So I have a link tree, but if you want to find the link tree, I've got an Instagram. I have a TikTok. I do have a YouTube channel. I have a Twitch that I stream on occasionally. And if you go into that link tree, I have links to my Ko-Fi, which has the stickers that I design and I send out just from me that you can purchase. I also have a Patreon and I have a Venmo, so if you wanted to ever donate. So all of that stuff's on there. Also, if you like Discord, I do have a Discord channel that you can join and I'm pretty active on it. So you can just like literally just chat with me and I'll just be on there hanging out sometimes. So
I can tell you that I was just a fan who just sent her a message out of nowhere and she was like, I'd love to go. I'd love to come on.
I had no idea who you were. I was like, yeah.
You want to meet at a gas station somewhere?
I love Audacity. I love Audacity. I think that gets people really far. People get really nervous to just like, this kind of could go into Buhurt, but like to try something out or to reach out to people, like just go ahead and do it. Like just have the little bit of audacity. The worst they can say is no.
And then you realize once they say no, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it might hurt a little bit.
No, not once you get used to it.
It actually doesn't. I don't think so.
I send people messages all the time that I used to. This is so stupid. My first podcast, I sent out 200 emails to get like 2 people to agree to come on. And now every once a month, I just send out like some insane. Like I'll send Jack Black an email that I know he's never gonna respond to, but I literally just do it just so like I could be like. It's just like it's like a pain
Jack
tolerance.
Black. You want to bite.
I don't know what I would do. I don't even know what I would do if he said yes. I'd be like, "Want to come on? Want to
you just
come
be like,
on my internet show?" No.
Want to come on my internet show?
All right, guys. Thank you so much for doing this, Ashlynn. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I'm a big fan of what you do, and I think that everybody should follow you. So, guys, go and do that. You can follow me. We have a big show coming up, live show. The Wrong Hill to Die on this Tuesday. It's sold out. You cannot get tickets. And so really I'm just bragging right now. This isn't even going to come out until afterward. I'm just very happy for the success of the show. So guys, I love you. Mwah! Bye!
Bye!